Who hasn't said, be the right club today? And there he is. Hal Sutton has joined us 25 years ago. Good to see you, Hal.
Good to see you, Hal.
Good to see y'all. Nice to be back at this memorable spot.
You surprised how many of the young guys know be the right club today?
Well, it was fun watching them hit the shot there and, you know, to have a little spot in history, you know, that people appreciate. At the time, you know, it was critical that someone beat Tiger. We were beginning to think that no one could. So, you know, I was happy to get in his way.
Do you, you know, it's often said it's not just winning a tournament, it's who you beat down the stretch. I don't know that many people could say that they stood up to Jack Nicklaus coming down the stretch of a major championship and beat him, and then generations later stood up to Tiger Woods down the stretch and beat him. Do you often think about those two Sundays?
I do. I get asked that question all the time about who was the greatest. You know, you saw both of them play. And of course, it was kind of the tail end of Jack's career, but he was still playing great at that time. But, you know, you can't make a comparison like that. They were both the greatest.
The Players' Championship's place in the world of golf is debated far and wide, almost since its inception. But you said something about your favorite drive in golf that really resonated and I think speaks to the place that the Players' Championship has in so many players' eyes.
I think the players take a great deal of pride in the fact that it's our tournament, and it's just a special place to be. I mean, I don't get, and everybody talks about they get charged up driving down Magnolia Lane, you know. Well, I get charged up driving past PGA Tour headquarters knowing that we're embarking on TPC week.
So, having said that, do you think that the Players' Championship is long overdue to be a major championship?
Well, I do. I do think it's, I mean, it's had the greatest field of any of the tournaments. It's on the same venue all the time, so you can kind of compare from the old to the new. And I think the world looks at it like that, you know. Maybe one day it will be.
Go back to Tiger in 2000. What was the prevailing sentiment with your peers at that time, and why did you feel differently?
Well, everybody was, you know, the week before, Colin Montgomery said we're all playing for second. I couldn't believe he said that, you know, and he beat Davis Love. Davis had like a 2 or 3 shot lead, and Tiger at Bay Hill, and Tiger comes back and beats him. And I knew I could beat anybody on this golf course, because this golf course is point A to point B to point C. And you know what? I was hitting it as good as I'd ever hit it in my life at that time. So I told Freddie at the beginning of the week, I said, this is our week.
That's your
Someone's
caddy.
got to beat me.
Your caddy.
Mm-hmm. Hal, you're talking about the technical side of it, but
Yep.
there's a psychological dimension to that as well. You and I played in L.A. that year. You had played with Tiger Woods the first 2 rounds. You shot 69-67. Tiger shot 68-70. You and I got paired together on Saturday. We were walking off the tee, and I said, because at that point, Tiger had done what he did at the end of 1999, and he was getting going already in 2000.
Right.
He had won, what, the Tournament of Champions, won the next time, and so here we are, and I said, what was it like? Do you remember what you said to me? Do you remember our talk going down that fairway?
I do remember it, yeah.
What'd you say?
Well, you asked me what it was like playing with him, and I said it was all right. He said, I just wanted to make sure that I beat him for the 36 holes. And and he said, you said, why? And I said, well, I called Freddie into the office in December, and I told him, I said, look, we're both playing good. He's playing really good. Somewhere I'm going to get paired with him. We're going to come down the stretch, and it's going to be me against him to win. And I want 3 people to know that I can beat him. And Freddie said, who is that? I said, you, me, and him. Now, whether he ever paid attention to that or not, Freddie and I paid attention to that. And, you know, I wasn't nervous when I was playing with him like I thought I was going to be. You know, I had a job to do. And, you know, he didn't play his, you know, his normal self that Sunday. But I think I could have played to whatever he was going to play, because I was just that amped up for it.
That story, you know, it makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck now. It made the hair stand up on the back of my neck then. There was something else that happened that week. I was playing that week. I got in. I was watching on TV. I saw in the media center, you said something that, again, spoke to your mentality, because all week long, you were leading Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What's it like? How can you face Tiger? Everybody was getting the Tiger question. Tiger, how are you going to beat him? You can't beat him. He's too good. He's unbelievable. And then Saturday night, you said this to the media.
He's just another guy that's going to put his right leg in his pants in the morning, put his left leg in his pants just like I'm going to, and we're going to tee it up on the first hole, and we're going to see who comes out on top tomorrow.
And I remember another comment you made that week. You said, let me tell you, it was almost like a Ben Crenshaw, I have a feeling moment. You said, when I get down on my knees at night and pray, I don't pray to Tiger. I mean, that's the mentality, that's the psychological buildup that you were getting you were getting yourself in the frame of mind to do what you did, going head to head with him.
Well, I just didn't want to believe what everybody else was saying. He's a man, you know. He made mistakes. He did great things. You know, we're just going to go out there and see what happens. And I didn't want to build him up so much that I crippled myself at the same time. So that's why I tried to get myself mentally prepared.